Hello. It's probably just over a year now since we entered the first national lockdown in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I know a number of you will have very passionate views about how the government has handled both the business and social dimensions of the pandemic itself, as well as the vaccination program, which is rolling out now and hopefully will get us reopened by May the 17th stroke June the 21st, when all of the legal restrictions that we currently enjoy, if that's the right word, are terminated. I, for one, are very much looking forward to getting back down the pub and having a couple of pints with colleagues and friends. But whatever you think about the way it's gone, we are where we are. And we have to deal with, as they say, whatever is put in front of us. Despite some good successes in our negotiations and lobbying of the three administrations in England, Scotland and Wales, there are frustrations that remain, and we continue to work very hard to address those. Not least apply to the supply chain, which, as I've said many times before, seems to have been forgotten in this pandemic, not just in our sector, but across the economy. And whilst discretionary grant funding is now beginning to flow to those who are in supply chains and have been badly affected by the pandemic, to be frank, the amounts that I've been hearing members getting won't even scratch the surface of the impact that they've had. And we continue to press for greater and more support well into the autumn, if not into next year, because let's be honest about this, revenues, even if they might flow out of consumers' pockets into consumer-facing businesses, are not going to spread back up the supply chain for a number of weeks and months after that. So the pain will continue, and support therefore needs to continue. We've also been very disappointed at the way in which the English government in particular seems to have discriminated against AGCs. These will be the only premises, the only venues on the high street that have to have their shutters down come April the 12th, when all other non-essential retail get to open. That is blatantly unfair, and all of the reasons, well actually they're excuses that we've been given by the government, really do not stack up to any kind of scrutiny. We raised the stakes a little bit more recently to try and get an answer to some of the detailed questions that we put to government, unfortunately to no avail, and we will now be pressing very, very hard at the highest levels we possibly can for the evidence that has led to the decision making that this government has done. You'll be pleased to hear that as of today, we have launched a petition on the government's petition website to demand the fair treatment of AGCs. And similarly, we've also launched a petition on the website to demand that the rate of VAT, the 5% rate of VAT applicable to tourism businesses, includes seaside arcades, which again, it seems just unreasonable, unfair and irrational to exclude this section of the tourism business from a scheme that the government has said was specifically designed to help tourism businesses. So all I would ask is when you get my updates with the web links through to those petitions, that you sign them, you get all of your friends, your family and your staff to sign them, and ask them to get all their friends and family to sign it as well. Because if we can get to 10,000 signatures on those petitions, we get a response from government to our questions. And if, amazingly, we could get to 100,000 signatures, we would be able to get a debate. Please sign the petitions. I also wanted to just pay a very, very major thank you to Tony Glanville, and indeed to his mother, Mama G. Many of you will have seen the Facebook videos that he's been posting to encourage the nearly 200 members of BACTA who are now cycling, walking, doing aerobics, rowing, whatever it is, to clock up those smile miles for the BACTA Charitable Trust. Can I please ask you to go to our Just Giving page, and again the address is in the updates that I send out, and make a donation to support those incredible people. And I'd also like to thank very much our immediate past president, James Miller, who has promised to give £500 to our fundraising efforts if the Smilers, as we're calling them, can collectively reach 50,000 miles by the end of March. And also to Tim Baxton, who has matched James in his promise of a £500 donation. So if that's not incentive enough and not encouragement enough for you to give, then I don't know what is. And finally, can I just place a small advert in your minds? The EAG was obviously cancelled this year. It will be going ahead next year in 2022. But we have decided to hold a virtual event, EAG Live, which will be running on the 20th and 21st of April. Registrations are now open. The links have been sent out. You can see them in CoinSlot, and we're doing some direct marketing with you. We've got a good number of our exhibitors who were at EAG 2019 and will be at 2022 showing their wares. Please come on, have a look at what they've got to show you. I am absolutely sure that despite the pandemic, there's going to be a massive great demand for our products once we do get reopened. And I'm sure every customer-facing member of Bacta will want to be ready with the latest equipment and with the best possible machines available for their customers. So once again, please register for that show, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.